All right, guys. Welcome to this new episode 8.
All right, guys.
Oh shit!
All
What's up?
right. I got Rated Rawr here joining me tonight. We'll be discussing about a few topics, and I guess a lot of our original panel members kind of busy. They're not home. They just got home. Some people had to attend family thing, traveling. So with all that good things, at least I got Rated Rawr. You got anything happening in the channel?
Right now, putting together a video. Should be coming out in the next day or two, maybe.
What is that? Is it a comic call?
Yeah, comic call. See what happens. Usually with work, it's whenever I can push something out. Get some time.
Man. I know a lot of people with their time, man. I get so jealous when I see people, going live and stuff like that. And fuck, with this live and having so little time to do so many things about comics, just kills me, man.
I totally feel you, man. But yeah, I got some stuff in from the mail though, so I'm kind of happy to check stuff like that.
What high ratio variants?
Yeah. If I can play it out, depends on what I can afford month to month. But yeah, high ratio variants. I don't know, just anything interesting, I guess, to me. I guess I don't have my collecting style is kind of off.
Yeah, you got very obscure comics. It's just pretty much very broad when it comes to
I did think. What's this one?
Nice.
Hey, Brooks.
You believe that I had like about 5 copies of this when he got out?
Oh, real?
Yeah, when it first came out, I was all into that Champions, and I had 5 copies of that. I had the Venomized as well too.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, but I don't know. I sold it for $1 each because I couldn't sell it back then.
Yeah, man. I've been on a little swing with the Champions.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one per store?
That's not the one per store. This is the Newberry Comics exclusive.
Oh.
But I kind of went crazy on that. But yeah, I feel that with Kamala Khan, Sam Alexander, and all them.
Yeah.
Next up and comings and stuff. But yeah. So no 143, huh?
No 143. Anyway, the guy talks too much anyway, so.
Good shit. Hell yeah.
All right, so I guess you want to talk about we can talk about this here. Is superhero movies and TV series being burnt out? What's your latest like Marvel or anything that is super I don't know movies or show that you have seen lately?
I did catch the Suicide Squad. Saw that one. I thought it was pretty good.
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was really good actually for a DC movie. I think they've been coming up. The last 2 movies I watched were that one and the the Snyder cut. So they've been showing promise on DC side.
Actually, I was thinking about all the James Gunn movies that is comic book related. I mean, I'm sure he only done Guardians of the Galaxies and this new Suicide Squad, but I think he gets what the audience want.
Definitely.
I mean, the obscure characters that he kind of mashes up things, and it works. The chemistry works, and it works for I guess you could call it the I don't know, his way of showing humor is just fucking it's just on it.
Yeah, taking that what is it, the King Shark that he did?
Oh man!
And then the Groot on the Galaxy side, so he knows how to run those characters like a Raccoon, Rocket Raccoon and stuff. He's really good at that, man.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. Like King Shark is like Groot. He doesn't say much, but it's just their whole demeanor and their action is just fucking hilarious. And Rocket Raccoon, I guess you can call it the Weasel Man, I guess.
Yeah, man, his characters are awesome. I got to give it up.
Yeah. I like the part where they jump. I guess spoiler alert. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen it, but like
Spoiler
when they jumped out of that plane and like, did anybody knew he can't swim?
Yeah, dude. And that weasel, that guy was hard to watch, man. That dude is a nut.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and what was that? DDK, TDK, the detachable kid or whatever.
What was up that guy, man?
What's up with that? You're like fucking just slapping his hand. I swear to God, man, the humor behind this whole movie was just, I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, no, they depicted it good. I liked when Harley was on her rampage, and then like it showed the blood / flowers, like how she would see it. That was rad.
The whole illustration of that is just the way he's. It was just, it was really well done. Just,
definitely agree.
have you seen Loki?
I did watch Loki. That's right. I did watch Loki. I thought that was really good too. I enjoyed every one of the episodes. I don't know how there's so much going on with it. It's introducing the timelines and the and everything like that. But I found it really cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like the stepping stone of their multiverse they're trying to introduce. And I think WandaVision did its part. I don't know so much about the Captain America than the Winter Soldier, but it somehow linked to Valerie, I guess. Madam Hydra, is that the character that she's supposed to portray?
Madam Hydra.
Yeah.
I'm not certain.
So are you being burnt out? Do you think it's too saturated now? There's so many contents right now that's being put out, or do you feel that it's being forced?
No, I don't know. Like I know they have a direction they're looking at, and then it's way in the future. So he has his dialed in and stuff. What they have planned, but for us to watch these shows and then like guess kind of how they're gonna have it down the line. I mean, I'm 0 for 10 with that. Yeah, everything that I spec'd on, I didn't. I have not one.
No, I think Thoro. Talk about Thoro.
You're.
Dude, what's going on, man?
What's up,
Good,
brother?
man. Hey, thanks for joining. I know you have I don't know how many people are watching, but it seems like one is watching right now. So that one watcher, Thoro has a show coming up at 7:00 tonight, Pacific Standard Time. So go check him out. It's called Indie Spotlight.
Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate that, bro. Always glad to be here, chopping it up with David. Rated Rawr, he's in the building. Shout out to everybody and anybody that catches this on the rewind. You guys know there's always some great topics on here. That's the reason why I'm here.
But so talk about topic. We're talking about superhero movies or TV series are being burnt out. I know there's so many contents being left. We were just talking about Suicide Squad, how it was really well made, the humor and everything. Just the whole chemistry is just somehow it was really well done. And with Loki, with other. So, are you being burnt out? I mean, do you feel that it's being saturated to a point where before, if you take a look back about 3-4 years ago, we probably would gotten maybe 1 or 2 movies for Marvel or DC, and now we got Disney Plus. We got movies coming up. I mean, do you feel that it's being saturated? Do you feel that it's just overly done?
To be honest with you, I don't. As far as the MCU, I think that is. But as far as like DC, I think that is good to see. With, for example, like you just said, Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was a freaking great movie. I know there's some people that were like, "Oh my God, I was turned off by all the violence and everything." I was like, "Gotta remember, there's a reason why they called the Suicide Squad."
And it was rated R. It was a rated R movie.
And it was something that was great, man. It's refreshing to see these types of movies. That's the reason why, you know, I always tell people complain about it, but then I was like, okay, then you complain about Suicide Squad, then all of a sudden you're watching The Boys. That is freaking, you know, that's a show, and that show is a phenomenal show and super violent. You look at Invincible, which is a cartoon, freaking animation, violence, all that good stuff. So people can't really complain. You know, people can't really complain about freaking Suicide Squad. If you're saying, oh yeah, I like these, that to me starts telling me that, like, oh, I have an allegiance to Marvel, or you're just a fanboy, fangirl. And that's what starts telling. Like, for me, I could watch everything. And I'll be honest, you know, about all this stuff. Like, you know, for me, the Marvel shows, all those shows, you know, Loki, WandaVision, I would never watch it again. I thought that they were lackluster. I didn't think those shows were that great. And you know, some people were like upset that I said that. I was like, hey, that's my personal opinion. I didn't think that they were great. A lot of people were like, oh my God, it was the greatest thing on earth. It was phenomenal. It's getting awards. Listen, a lot of shitty movies get awards. A lot of shitty shows get awards. So you can't really sit there and say, oh yeah, that these things were phenomenal. I think, to be honest with you, like the MCU is starting to run dry. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Kang. I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with the multiverse, all that stuff. But it's good and refreshing to see DC step it up and try to make changes and say, hey, we need to put out quality, because right now is the time to jump in. You know, right now is the time to jump in and see, because I'm still interested. You know, a lot of people are betting on Kamala Khan, for example. And I'm very, very into it. I'm like highly doubting the show the same way I am Moon Knight. So I'm like really waiting to see what's going to come to the table and if these guys are going to bring the A game. I still don't see Oscar Isaac. I still can't see this dude as Moon Knight. I'm sorry. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, he's a great actor. Phenomenal. But to see him in that role as Moon Knight, yeah, I'm sorry. I think they picked the wrong dude for that, but to each their own.
A lot of people said that about what was his name from the Batman?
Who? Christian Bale, Val Kilmer?
No, the Joker. My bad.
Oh, Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, and he nailed it though. So I'm crossing my fingers that we get a good one with Moon Knight.
I'm hoping for the best, dude, because I'm a big Moon Knight fan.
Yeah,
so I'm really hoping for the best.
You know, as for me, you know, I think I'm with Thoro. You know, I'm excited with the content they're coming out in Disney Plus, but with WandaVision, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and now with Loki. I mean, if this to a point where this show like Moon Knight or Kamala Khan is going to be, you know, that same aspect when it comes to storytelling, I would be disappointed, honestly. I mean, Loki was good, but it tells you, it kind of gives you a prequel of what is coming, what's going to happen within the MCU in the movies. So with that said, I mean, how good will Moon Knight be? I mean, would it just be like a small little prequel of what to come if he ever make it to the big screen? Is that going to be like an introduction or origin before he jumps in? Like, I like the TV shows and stuff, but it's just to a point where, you know, I want a movie. I don't want like a 6 episode stretched out about origin, about how he got his power, what he does, and, you know, go through the whole thing. You know, I understand there's a lot of people goes to the movie, they don't read comic books, so they don't know the origin or how he got the thing. But that, I think that can be told in a whole different way, like how Spider-Man, you know, how Spider-Man origin was told in that 1-2 hour movie. You know.
Yes. And you know, it's bound to happen, dude. Like, there's no way of skipping around the origin of a character, because that's like something that they all want to do. They all, you know, Disney, especially Marvel, they're notorious for it. They're always going to try to show you origin because they want you to be attached to the character. They want to build upon it. They want to be able to just, you know, they want to be able to show you the whole story. Like, for example, one of the origins that has been just continuously just overworked, Batman. Do we really need a Batman origin anymore? I mean, so many of the movies still show it, We all know his parents get killed in the alleyway. Even the person that doesn't read a comic book knows that man's parents get killed in the alleyway, and then that's it, and that's what starts. So that's something. When you start overworking, that's when it becomes kind of like, what the hell are you doing? Like we've been there already. We've traveled down that freaking road. For Moon Knight, when the Moon Knight show comes out, same thing with Mrs. Marvel, Kamala Khan, when that comes out. Yeah, they're definitely gonna cross that origin part. You have to, because there's not a soul out there. Majority of people that watch a lot of this stuff, yeah, it's us, but we're made up. If we had a pie chart, we'd probably only make up 25% of the people that watch these movies and shows. So you're gonna have to explain it to folks, because folks sometimes they'll be like, well, I don't know who this character is. And that's why DC failed so miserable.
Yeah, I'm still not familiar with the Moon Knight whole origin or not.
I'm trying to get you kicked off, David. I had to mute, man. my wife over here playing porno music in the background. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I'm all into porn music, man. They got the best beat. I swear to God, man.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. She's over here watching Flight with Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah.
No, about a drunken how he was drunken,
high and drunken pilot.
Drunken pilot, and that become a movie. Fuck.
You see, look, they can make anything out of everything, man. So, and now that's why. I mean, that's a good example. That's one of the reasons why you see all these production companies, movies, show, all these companies are going towards comic books because they're running out of material. They're running out of they're running out of freaking stories to tell. And it's just like, they got to go somewhere else. And that's why for me personally, I think like the indie scene is just going up like crazy, and it's starting to get better. So I think you got to definitely be on the lookout for a lot of that stuff, because the one we all know, man, someone's killing the children. You see it, and that's the thing that keeps us fresh, bro. That's why people look for that, and that's it's a prime example as to why I say the MCU is running dry. I just can't continue to watch these characters anymore. Where I'm just kind of like, okay, this crap kind of sucks, but again, everybody has their own opinion, but the worst ones that I hate to hear are the ones that, again, if you're a Marvel fanboy, fangirl, or you're a DC fanboy, fangirl, and you're like, nah, this is better, this was great, and then it's like you have your opinion as, being Switzerland in a sense. Yeah, then you're just pretty much like saying, hey, you got to speak the facts and the truth when it comes down to it.
It's true. So what other movie have you seen it, Thoro?
Like superhero wise,
yeah,
stuff like that. What was the last thing? So I watched Loki. I watched the Suicide Squad, which I thought was phenomenal, and I'm great that they did some great stuff with that. Invincible was the last show that I truly loved, and I mean it's an animated cartoon, so I'm looking forward to it. What other stuff came out? I can't even remember 100% of the stuff that's been out already. Oh, I watched the Jungle Cruise.
How was that?
The Rock. That was okay. It wasn't bad.
Really?
It wasn't horrible. Yeah, it was okay. It was worth watching. It kind of reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's what people were saying.
It kind of reminded me of. Yeah, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like I thought it was going to be one of those that I was just going to be like, what the hell? But I did watch a movie that has nothing to do with comic books by Jean-Claude Van Damme that came out in 2018 that I've never even heard of, and it was actually fucking good, man. And it was called The Bouncer. You could watch it on Tubi. Tubi gives you the free movies. You got to watch commercials and shit, but they give you the free movies. So I was watching it on there, dude. I was really surprised. I don't even know what the hell made me want to watch it. It's like part of it is in French, and then the rest of it is in English. But dude, it was worth the damn watch. That's all I'm gonna say. You gotta check it
out. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Also, no, I did not show off the something's giving the.
Wait, how many copies you got, dude?
I got like 6 copies of that.
6 copies. Hey. Listen, free comic book day, because everybody's getting ready to punch each other to try to get into the House of Slaughter. Free comic book day.
Yeah, I
So
know.
that's it.
Hey, why is this free comic book day? Wasn't that supposed to be in March? In May,
Yeah.
right? So it got pushed back all the way through what October? October?
This weekend. This
Oh, is
weekend,
it this
August
weekend?
August
Coming
14th.
up.
Yeah. hmm
All right. Well,
14th, this Saturday.
well,
Do you
Gomez
have
said that
lines
he
in yours?
promised me 2 copies, so we'll see what happens.
Yo, knowing Gomez will go travel far and beyond and freaking get every damn copy you possibly find.
All right.
Yeah,
So
be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna talk about that tonight, man. I'm actually gonna be talking about Free Comic Book Day on the Indie Spotlight. Stay tuned for it because there's some books that I have not heard anybody talk about. Period. 3 books that I have on the list tonight. Come and check that out.
Hell yeah.
all right. All right. So with that, you know, I want to talk about this right here. I read something.
Fucking Dave, dude.
Robin being bisexual. All right. Now, it's fucking serious.
Fucking Dave.
I heard that Robin on the new Batman run that Robin is being bisexual. Like, why? Why? Do we really need fucking bisexual Robin? Why? I mean, is it necessary?
Yo, this is one. Oh, nice,
Oh, nice,
Hell
man.
yeah.
A
That's
triple threat.
3 triple
I think-
threat.
I think Raider Roy's trying to avoid this. He's trying to avoid this question. He's like, yo, let me show straight though.
Hey, look, I get this diversity in comic book, when it comes to movies and characters, but Robin. Okay, so I don't read too much comic books, so I mean,
And Hoodoo is not Damien. It's
it's not
Tim Drake.
Damien.
Tim Drake. You got to put that out there. You got to put Tim Drake.
Drake.
He's the one that they already said they stamped him, and they were like, hey, he's bisexual.
It's official?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn. Trip out.
Yeah. Yep.
So Tim Drake is bi. God
Yeah, they
damn.
said that he's been bisexual the whole time. He's just coming out. So I mean I could speak about it. Somebody actually asked me, man. People on Instagram hit me up and they were like, please talk about this on the Comic Chop Up. And I'm more than freaking happy to touch on this subject. Pause. So one of the biggest things that I say is like I 100% disagree with this. And I feel like DC is coming, and it's not me going against the LGBTQ, community and things like that. It has nothing to do with that. Your sexuality, your preference of who you love, who you want to be with, that's for you. You know what I mean? I have no arguments about that. But the biggest thing that I have a problem with is like, why are you taking these characters that have been already in comics and all of a sudden just making them come out the closet, and just being like, boom, I'm bisexual all of a sudden. And they're doing it with so many characters. And it's just like, leave those characters alone. Come up with brand new characters. And you can make them bisexual. You can make them transgender. You can do whatever you want. But stop doing that because I feel like DC right now is just trying to get something out of it. They're trying to cause a commotion because right now what's not going good for them is freaking James Tynion leaving to go to that damn freaking new program.
I heard about
trying
that.
to feed.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the biggest reasons why this got done. And it's like clout chasing 101. And I'm freaking upset with DC for trying to do that. Because right now they're trying to find folks to be able to freaking come back and just pretty much say, hey, like, we got content. We have something that's gonna blow you guys out of your chairs. It's not really doing nothing for anybody. It's like I get it. LGBTQ community that where they're out there, is known. We know a lot of folks now they're comfortable, but to be continuously pressing that towards people and trying to get you to be, trying to get you to accept it and do all this stuff, that's understandable. But it's like, yo, don't push it like so far that you literally are gonna create hatred towards people, and it's just kind of like that. That's the unfortunate fucking thing. It's unfortunate. Again, I don't care, man. Hey, listen, love is love. Whether you love a man and you're a man, you love a woman and you're a woman, I don't care. That's your own preference, exactly. But to continuously keep pushing it and now you're clout chasing using that, to me, if I was part of the LGBTQ community, man, I'd be fucking upset because it literally is clout chasing that they're doing, and it's like, yo, create new characters. I mean, look at Captain America. They had the gay Captain America.
Oh, Jesus!
Came out with a brand new character. I'm fine with that. Do it. Do what you need to do. But my problem is like, don't fucking do it because you're like, okay, we're losing a great writer, and now all of a sudden we got to do something to make shit come out, and all of a sudden it's like, to bring a name to us. That for me, I don't fucking agree with. And again, like I said, people of the LGBTQ community, I'd be upset just for the simple fact that they're trying to use that to fucking clout chase, because now they're like, fuck, we're losing James Tynion to this damn freaking new app, and they're all trying to go over there, and that's another conversation too that I want to have too, man.
No, but the thing about is this: he is okay. Him being gay, how does that impact the comic? I mean, doesn't make. I mean, I just don't get it. Why? It doesn't make any sense. What did he get captured? I mean, I can understand if there's a part where he got captured, he get molested. I mean, molested by all these guys, and somehow he, somehow psychologically something like, I'm bi. I can understand that, but just out of the blue, he come out of his closet saying, I'm bi. I just don't know how that impacts the whole story and that character. That like you said, Thoro, all this time he's been built that character, and just out of the blue he's bisexual. Why? I mean, I just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Why? And it's to a point where when I read that, like, how does that going to help the character in any way?
Exactly, because there's so many. I mean, what are they gonna say? Let's off Tim Drake again, and you know how much of a commotion that would cause, and be like, oh, you killed off. You have a guy come out and say he's bisexual, and now all of a sudden you freaking kill this character off. Like, if they did some shit like that, that would cause fucking massive outrage, And it's just kind of like, why would you do that? So I have no freaking idea. Again, like I said, if they're gonna build on a character, let them build. It's like, when in Marvel you have Wiccan and Hulkling that came out, and I remember that caused a big stir, man, and then a lot of people were upset with that. And
well,
I was
Deacon
just like,
is another character, isn't it? Deacon.
I
Deacon
think yeah,
right?
I think so. Yep. Yeah, and there was so many characters. I don't have no problem. Hulkling and Wiccan, brand new characters. They came on the Young Avengers and stuff like that. Not saying that they haven't existed, but yeah, like Hulkling, Wiccan, yeah, all of a sudden, they were like, hey, they're the first. I think they were the first gay couple to get married in comic books. And I remember that caused a big ass commotion with people. And again, to everybody, you have your own opinions, you got your own say. Just do, like I said, if you want to accept it. If you don't have to. I mean, that's the whole big fucking problem with the way this country is now. It's like, yo, people get upset with others' opinions. Everybody, in my personal opinion, should be free to think and believe how the hell they want and fucking do, and you know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't, you shouldn't have to accept everything. It's like with fucking anything in general. You just can't expect people to do shit the way that you want them to. So for me, it's like I said, you have to. I just don't like the way they just randomly did that, and that's my biggest issue. Is just out of nowhere. Let's make Tim Drake bisexual now.
So does that make Dick Grayson gay?
Oh, and then that's the other thing. Hold on, I don't even know if you guys heard about that shit. So if you guys heard about Titans, the show, supposedly they're trying to also say they were trying to make the claim that he was that he's bisexual. That Dick Grayson has been bisexual the whole fucking time. And that's another. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was like,
you know what? I can see that. I can see him being I don't know about being bi, but I think he could be gay. Nothing wrong with being gay, but if I had Firestar in my house, like that, dressed like that, I'll be trying to tap that thing. I mean, no offense to my wife, but I mean she's a hottie, but I mean the thing is, come on, you've been single for like what 40 something years in the comics,
Uh,
right?
but yeah, I mean, again, they're just like, and I hate those words when people are like they're trying to push the agenda. It's not an agenda, man. People, and that's what people, folks get upset with. It's like they're trying to say an agenda. An agenda has nothing to do with who the hell you
No.
love, your preference of a person. I've always hated that word. But the biggest thing is, like I said, why do you just randomly grab a character out of the fucking blue and just be like, okay, you're bisexual? So now what? The next character they're gonna say, oh, this character was transgender the whole damn time, and this, that, and the third. And I'm just kind of like, come on, man, like, stop it. Just fucking create new characters, make something new, and let people build on it. Because there's characters like Hulkling. I thought that was a fucking dope ass character. And then again, when he came out as being gay and then got married to Wiccan, people were in an uproar about that shit. And for me, like I said, for me personally, I don't care, man. You love who you love, and again, people are either gonna accept it or they're not gonna accept it. But give them that fucking choice. Don't be fucking pressing all this shit towards people and trying to do it in that format either, because that's not right either. Let them believe, just like I believe in God. There's folks out there that don't believe in God, and they'll tell me, "Oh, God doesn't exist." Okay, cool. I respect that. I don't have no problems with that. See what I'm saying? And if people were like that, we wouldn't be having half the fucking issues we have in this world now. But again, you know what I mean? Like that's what it is. But again, let people have their opinions. Don't be fucking upset because somebody doesn't accept you for who you are, whatever the case. You be who you are and keep it at that and just continue on, because nobody's ever going to be happy with what you do, you say, any of that shit. It's just plain and simple.
No, you're right. You're right. Even within this YouTube community, you can't be politically right. You just got to be yourself, and you have your loyal followers and supporters, and you have
Exactly.
haters.
Exactly.
So
And like I said, man, you never know who's watching, man. There's people that again, there's people I've known a lot of people. I've had friends who were scared to come out, because back in the days when I was growing up, if you were gay or something, man, listen, you were getting jumped or, man, like just literally beaten to shit. Like that. That's how bad it was. And I never agreed with that shit. Like, to me, that's just like, listen, that's a human being. It doesn't matter who the fuck you like, you love, whatever. Again, it shouldn't matter that, But again, like, just pushing and continuously pushing that stuff and just kind of, like, listen, come up with brand new characters. DC for me right now, you're just straight clout chasing for that one. Like, they lost freaking James Tynion, and now all of a sudden, again, they're just trying to find something to keep them in the, up there with being, because right now I believe Batman, the comic book series, I think is going to take a big dump. It's going to take a big dump now that Tynion had left, and listen, that's a big fucking blow, and that's why I think these dudes were like, yo, we got to do something, think of something quick. And somebody probably on the board was probably like, hey, let's make this guy bisexual, and boom. Now look what it's caused. It's causing us to talk about it. It's causing a lot of people to talk about it. And that's what they want.
Well, with that, I want to talk about this right here. Is DC in ruins? Are they being too desperate? Do they have any future going forward? Because when DC Comics started with the Rebirth, I thought that was just a fucking amazing stories, with Tom King, with Batman, and I think who was doing the Flash?
There was a lot of people. You're talking about like Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns was like, he was one of the best ones to freaking,
No, I was talking about the new runs 6 years ago when they did the Rebirth on DC Rebirth.
Oh, who the hell was he?
But
To be
like,
no help. I don't read DC.
well,
I'll
that's what
look
got
it
me
up
into
right now.
comics. Reading comic book is DC Rebirth. I can start from all new because I missed the whole new 52, and this one I will start collecting. I mean, DC had a really good thing going. Their story, their sales in their comic outdid Marvel.
Yeah, Voodoo
Batman,
TV wrote it. Joshua Williamson. That's who was
Joshua
on the
Williamson.
Rebirth. Yeah, for the
They
Flash.
had a good thing going, and they did a whole rebirth. I mean, they did a reboot again within the rebirth. Is what was that future state? You
Yeah.
know, so I read some of it, didn't really resonate it, so I just stopped DC in period. But with going back to is DC in ruins? I didn't getting too desperate. Is what do you think? You think DC will in test time that they will withstand the time and still make good contents, or you think they'll just fold and be forgotten about it?
Look, like I don't think DC is in ruins. If they continue to go down the right path as far as like making a Suicide Squad movie like they just did, and we're talking on the movie end, they'll keep themselves afloat. They just got to be wise about what they're putting out there. They're gonna eventually gonna have to create a universe, whether they use what's the director's name? I'm freaking drawing a damn blank right now for Suicide Squad.
James Gunn.
Thank you. So if they would have used James Gunn and say, hey, you know what? Let's allow James Gunn to make the universe, which I'm assuming that that's possibly something that's coming down the road. And the only reason why I say that is because they're already saying that he already shot the first season of Peacemaker. Peacemaker's supposed to be getting a second season added, and he's already ready to go to start filming that. So I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea that it was going that far.
Wow.
Did you like that character?
Yeah, I did, dude.
Did
a lot of people I know were probably like, "Oh my God, John Cena." Listen, I thought John
like,
Cena did a great job on it. To be honest with you, compared to like all his other previous works that he's done on like these garbage ass movies, like what was that one, Cock Blockers, and he was trying to be a little too funny. He didn't do that bad of a job when he did Fast Furious 9. He was, and the other reason too, people were like he was quiet most of the movie. He really didn't have too many speaking roles. So I honestly I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it because you guys know how Suicide Squad ended, so you guys know something else is gonna come out of it. And again, it was an awesome character because he's like, I'm doing everything and anything for peace. I don't care who the hell I killed to get it. I'm gonna make it happen. So I appreciated him, and he was funny. And he wasn't trying too hard to play that character
you think
compared to
he's a
all
solid
his other
character
roles.
enough to like take a whole like to have his own solo thing?
I think so. I think you want to know why? Because we need something fresh, bro. We need something different. I'm tired. Like I'm almost right now. I'm not even looking forward to the next Spider-Man movie. I'm like, dude. Like for me, Tom Holland is okay. I don't think I really do not like him as Spidey.
Oh, real?
I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him as Spidey. I really don't. I did not like out of anybody. I think Andrew Garfield for me was probably the better one. And I know people will probably be like, "Oh, what about Tobey Maguire was a whiny bitch." That's what I'm gonna say. Tobey Maguire was a whiny bitch, and every freaking film that he did for Spider-Man. Yes, he brought the character to life, but at the same time, I couldn't stand him. He was just like this freaking just punk ass, freaking just Peter Parker that I was like, come on. Now Andrew Garfield, don't get me wrong, did he play it perfect? No. But he was going a little way too overboard with his coolness. That was the only problem. If he kind of like brought it back a little bit and was like sort of cool, but still on the nerdy end, I think he would have been freaking perfect. But Tom Holland, I don't know. I just can't. I try, and I'm almost not even looking forward to this next movie. But as far as going back to DC, not to go off track, I don't think they're gonna suffer, dude. Because if you look at Nightwing and how Nightwing is being written right now, and a lot of people probably don't even read it, that's by far one of the best books right now coming out of DC, besides Batman. Yeah, oh hell yeah, and they've been doing a phenomenal freaking job. So you gotta look at characters like that. They're still trying to do more stuff with Green Lantern. They're still, the one of the biggest things that I wanted to just be done with is all this future end shit and all this crap that they're doing with a future state. I mean, That's the only thing I want him to be done with. I'm not a big fan of that, but
I'm a
DC
big
being
fan of their
influenced.
DC label, the Black Label. I mean,
Yeah. Oh
they
hell
should
yeah!
tap into that. That would be
Dope
really
ass
cool.
stories, and that's something that they're trying to expand on. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely want to see what else they got. You know, one of the biggest things that people are thinking is like, what's gonna happen with the what is it, Nice House on the Lake?
Yeah,
A lot of people are worried about that now that freaking Tynan's like,
He's
hey,
gone.
I'm leaving, and I'm gonna step away for a while, and who
But
knows
I
how long
think
that's
we-
gonna be.
How does
I
that
think-
work? So he has already written that whole series, and then if they
I'm
want-
assuming, dude. I know that when they do these projects, you know, like I've spoke to some writers. They said that they already plan stuff out ahead of time for the whole year, so they got to spend their time writing everything out, and storyboards, all that shit. And then all of a sudden they wait, and then next year they're like, okay, we're gonna come out with this next project. I mean, DC was smart. Look at Nice House on the Lake. That's an indie book, but it's
Yep.
under the DC label. And they were smart to hold on to him and say, hey, you know what? This guy's knocking it out of the park. But now it's like you look at all the different shit that's going on right now, especially with them going to that Substack. Substack is that shit that's going on right now, and it's driving a lot of these creators to walk away from a lot of these comic book companies. This is what I mean, to be honest with you, these guys want to get paid. So one of the biggest things is like, dude, like, man, listen, DC, Marvel, pay these guys, because these guys pay on fucking pennies, and I'm sure that they're not getting, what they would hope for. So we'll see what's up with that, man. I mean, but DC, nah, man, I think DC is good. They're good to go. They got a lot of properties to be able to keep themselves afloat. And as long as they get the right people, just remember, it's not going to be Donny Cates and James Tynion forever. There's going to be some other young gun or somebody else that's going to step up to the plate and try. You just got to find the right.
right now. Sorry.
No problem. Freaking, who was it that's on Nightwing right now?
Isn't he the one that did what was that? Deceased? I know that New York Warrior was talking about it yesterday, like talking about how Tynion leaving DC and who would be the good new writer that would pick up, and I think the writer for Nightwing, and jeez,
Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was freaking trying to remember his last name. I remember Tom. And
Tom Taylor. But Tom Taylor. Yeah, I mean, he has done some really great stories. I think with Deceased. I think he did a really good job on that.
He was probably by far one of my, his story on that end, part of Deceased. I thought that was probably one of the best freaking like zombie related type of comic book that had to do with superheroes. I wasn't too big on Marvel Zombies. Though Marvel Zombies was all right. It wasn't the best. But as far, I think DC nailed it right on the head by making it a twist, man, using your cell phones and having them put a virus through the cell phone, and you're watching shit or you're hearing stuff, and all of a sudden, boom, it's changing you. I thought that was an awesome freaking way of introducing, an infection, and trying to do, instead of doing the old way of like, a virus is introduced and boom. I thought it was freaking very, very cool what Tom Taylor did with that. And JLS, he did an awesome job on Superman, and then they took him off, and that Superman went to shits. I thought
when it comes to DC, the Trinity, you got your Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They're hurting right now. People are just picking up their titles because they have really loyal followers. But the story itself, I mean, you got Nightwing overtaking Batman now because of the storyline.
And I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking DC is like, hey, let's get Tom Taylor on Batman, because they haven't announced anything to who the hell's going to be the backup writer for James Tynion right now.
Well, I was watching New York Warriors, and I think there was one interview that did with Tom Taylor, and said that he can't say it, but there's this one character he always loved, which was Superman, right? Yeah. But there's another one, and I think he gave an initial DK, Well, when it could be Dark Knight, which is
Yeah, of course.
Batman.
Yeah.
So you could be right. I think the panel members in the New York Warrior could be right that Tom Taylor could be the new writer for DC. I mean, for Batman, which I think that will be a great selection.
Yeah.
Carrying that torch, or to all the great writers before, like you got Scott Snyder.
Yep.
You had Tom King, which he fucked it up with that fucking wedding.
Tom King is a good writer, man. The problem with Tom King is he fucking likes to drag shit. He drags stuff way more than he needs to, and it's just kind of like, dude, just fucking get to the point. I mean, that whole thing, prior to the wedding, and then all of a sudden that shit being spoiled, and I was like, yeah, they messed that up royally.
Who is Donkey Kong? The hell is Donkey Kong? I don't get the inside joke here. What the hell, JLS?
Let's see. JLS was saying, so Tynan ends with issue 1. Yeah, that's what I heard. So issue 117 is going to be his last. I don't know. And right now, I don't know if freaking Dave's going to touch on that topic about this whole Substack shit that's going on.
Substack?
Yeah, that's where all these writers and creators for comic books are going to.
Isn't that like more of a digital format though?
Yes, yep. And this is when I go back to. This is something
you touched about.
Yes, and this is where I go back to, and I said it, and I kept saying it. I was like, I would not be surprised if shit goes digital. I would not be surprised at all. And remember what I said too. You also remember that. Oh. He said it.
All right, got it. Thanks, JLS.
Okay. But that's that one is like, I talked about it and I said, look at Marvel. You saw that they already put out their freaking NFTs, and the NFTs were going for $400 or more.
Did they really?
Yeah. They already started.
Man.
I know they just started with the Spider-Man NFTs, and those NFTs were going for $400 or more.
And that was starting, right?
Yep, that was starting.
That's crazy.
That's freaking nuts.
It's funny that Marvel, you just mentioned that, because I was watching Spine Takes. I don't know if you watched the podcast, but sometimes they do sports, sports card and thing. And I think it was Topps, or was it Panini?
Yeah, it's Topps. Topps is the one that's doing. They did a collaboration with Cho. So that's did a collaboration, and they put out all those NFTs. And I spoke about that, and I said that people need, like, I get it, man. We're old school, and we want to have physical copies and stuff like that. But you got to remember too, man. You got to keep up with the new school. You can't just think about how we work. You got to remember how these kids are growing up, man. Everything my daughter does. Tablet. So that goes to show me a lot of these kids, man. She looks at stuff, she watches stuff. She wants to read something, she does it on the tablet. All these kids, they say it. Some of these kids are like, I don't even want to read. Why don't you read to me? So it's like, I mean, I honestly, I keep saying it. I honestly still believe that at some point or another, physical copies of comic books are going to go extinct. And actual physical copies, it doesn't even matter if it's a filler, are going to go up in value. They're going to go up in value because a lot of people are going to start looking for them, because now they're going to be even more highly sought after. The reason why I keep saying why all this stuff is going digital is because it costs less. These guys, I mean, you're talking about their IPs, these writers, these freaking artists. They'd rather hold on to that shit, because if a company like Marvel, DC, or Boom Studios, IDW, whoever's like, hey, listen, we're keeping the rights to your characters, we're doing this, that's where the money's made at. So this Substack stuff, they're going to the fact where, hey, let's go ahead and we're going to give you guys 100% of your freaking IPs. All that stuff is staying with you, and you're still going to make money. The only stipulation with Substack was that Substack is going to be, for the first year, is going to be collecting money all right out. Then after that, they're going to be paying all the creators and everybody that joins Substack their money, and they're going to be getting paid for it. So that's the stipulation from what I was reading about that. Now, Substack, again, it's an all digital platform. There's not going to be any physical freaking copies of these comic books that these creators are freaking doing. A lot of that stuff is going straight digital. And let me tell you, a lot of the stuff that I read that they're trying to come out with sounds freaking really, really dope. And I'm freaking looking forward. I'm going to read it. I'm not a big fan of reading shit online, but I do it because sometimes it's easier than having to go dig in my box and then all of a sudden try to pull out a whole stack of shit. And that's what goes through my mind. I start thinking, like, who the hell wants to do that? Now that you could put literally everything on a computer, on your phone, people are going that route. It's unfortunate to say it, but people like for ourselves, we're old school, we're purists. We believe in the freaking physical copies of comic books. So I think that little by little, you're gonna start seeing that shit disappear. And I know somebody hit me up on Instagram and they were like, dude, they're like, yo, you scare me. They're like, you're like fucking Kang and you're trying to give me the future here and you're telling us what's about to happen. And I was like, no, you just gotta follow with everything that's happening, current event wise, as far as everything. And yeah, all those things, NFTs, digital collectibles, digital comic books, all that shit is going up. That's the reason
you think
too
it could
why
kill the hobby though.
It's not going to kill the hobby.
You don't think
it's
so?
It's not going to kill the hobby. What it's going to do is it's going to make every single book, man, even the shit that we all go is like, you go on Whatnot, for example, and people will be like, oh, this guy's just letting go of all his garbage. Well, guess what? That garbage is fucking going to be worth something now because now everybody's going to be like, oh shit. Like, I need to find that book because I need it a part of my collection. That's when the FOMO starts to hit. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is that even back then, when I first started collecting, I think it was Aftershock. I was watching, I was reading Animosity. Animosity was a great, Animosity was a great thing, but just somehow picking up each, issue every month for what back then was, I believe, was $2.99 back then. It was just to a point where I gotta stop. Then I went to their website, and I realized that you could actually get a digital copy of it a week before it got released, and it was only for I believe it was 99 cents back then. So, and I was thinking, should I get it? Should I not? Of course, I got it. I read the whole thing. It was, it was a great story. I don't know why they don't make that into a movie or a TV show. But
I heard they're trying to bring it back. We'll see if they do or not. I mean, it's the same thing with Saga. Look at Saga. Freaking what's his name? Vaughn. Freaking took off of it, and it's been over a year, I think, or more. Or since it's been last freaking written. And supposedly they're saying they're coming back out with like a major issue or some shit. I don't know when this is gonna happen. Right now, this is just word of mouth. I don't, and you know me, I'm always talking at a comic shop, and people are always like, "Hey, let's do this, that." And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, this is good news right here. Let me, we could talk about this and see what people feel about it." And then just going back on the digital end too. You got to think about it, man. Like, as much as you guys don't want to believe this with fucking businesses try to brainwash us. Businesses try to brainwash us in the sense of like, hey, for when we're going digital. The other reason why I kept saying we're gonna eventually go digital is like, look at Marvel. What were they doing with all the comic books? They were inserting a digital code in every comic book, right? And what is that? That's called transition. So they're trying to get you to transition little by little. And when you start doing that and you start becoming comfortable with it, and it doesn't matter if it takes 2, 3, 4 years, they're going to continue to do it until it starts becoming a habit for all of us. And all of a sudden, that's what all it is. And when I say brainwashing, is habit forming. And when it becomes a habit for us, that's when we're going to all start being like, oh shit, like I'm getting this. This is coming out. I'm not lying, man. Like that Substack shit, I hate what's happening with it. But I want to read some of the stuff. Like I know the shit that James Tynion is working on has to do with actual stories of people being abducted by aliens, and they're writing these actual events and turning it into comic book. And for me, I like that stuff.
Hell yeah!
I want to read it. So yeah, there's no way I'm gonna pass up on it. I'm gonna go on Substack. They already have 500,000 fucking followers on Substack.
You know what? JLS comic. I highlight his comment. They say, if I buy an NFT collectible, I'll just print it out so I have a physical copy. But here's the thing. I think this was done. Do you remember Rags?
Yeah,
718.
I have it. Yeah, I
No,
collect
no,
it.
no.
The comic book.
The comic book. When they came out, I guess there was so much demand in it because only people that who did what those what do you call those the one that
Kickstarters.
Kickstarters,
Uh,
but there was so much in demand. So what I think that what the publisher did was, if you request for it, they'll send you a digital copy so you can print out the comic book itself. I think that
yes.
was one. So I mean, I guess that's the whole new thing where you get to print out your own comic book nowadays.
So my printer's gonna be heavy at work, man. I'll be like, yo, this is one of one.
One on one.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, with that, I mean, I was just thinking, is DC Comics the thing is their number one sales comic book was always Batman. They were always on the top when it comes to they sold like 300,000 copies, 400,000 copies, when it comes to Batman title itself. Now Batman is not even a top 3 anymore. So
True, man.
it got me thinking, and with all this thing where DC's going, they're in a trouble. They've been bought out by AT&T. AT&T really don't care about this comic book side of this whole business. They want to sell it off, And so I was just thinking, are they in ruins? Are they in trouble? Is there any future in the things? And I think it was in your show, Thoro, that you guys talked about how DC are slowly to build their I guess you can say their universe by getting the high end actors, not the comic book side, but they're in their theatrical on their live action side. You got The Rock, the Dwayne Johnson playing the Black Adam. That's a canon.
Michael.
You got Michael B. Jordan being the new Superman, and I don't know if it's going to be the part of the J.J. Abraham, but God hope it's not. It's going to be on HBO Max. Then you got your somewhat somewhat character from the Snyderverse. You got the Aquaman, which was a $1 billion movie, right?
Yeah.
And you got the Snyderverse of the Justice League, which was a great hit.
Yeah.
So it's slowly building. So I don't know, guys. Maybe Marvel is falling behind now, and maybe within decade from now, DC could be the new.
If they stay on the path.
Yeah,
if they stay on the path. Yeah, if they stay on the path, there could be a possibility.
So with that said, I mean they're introducing a Blue Beetle as a first,
Blue Beetle's
as
the
a
next
first
one.
Puerto Rican American or
Mexican American. Because the character was Jaime Reyes is Mexican American.
Yeah, so
and they casted the kid from Cobra Kai.
That's right.
They casted
People
him.
saying that's a great casting for that character.
I thought so too. I was surprised with that one too, and I was like, who the hell are they gonna cast? And he even let his hair grow, kind of this very similar to what you see Jaime Reyes in the comic books and everything. He's literally trying to fit the part, and I like the kid in Cobra Kai. So I mean, I thought he did a dope job, and to be able to see him and get a director, because the director's Puerto Rican, and he was the one that directed that Charm City movie, with the kids on the motorcycles and everything. It's on HBO. It's a really good movie. I actually enjoyed it. And I was like, shit. I think that could be a game changer. And you said it, Dave. If they continue down this path and they continue to put people, you know what I mean, like these mega stars and behind all these, man, trust me, man, DC might start, like they might start going to the moon, like everybody likes to say. And and Marvel is like little by little. This is why I keep saying, as far as Disney, what keeps Disney going is Star Wars. as much as I hate to admit that shit, is Star Wars. Everything Star Wars has been fucking on point. I've been watching more Star Wars shit versus like Marvel related stuff than I have anything else. And it's fucking, it sucks to say that because I love Marvel characters, but at the same time, it's like, yo, like you guys are starting to run dry and you guys are trying to like pull out of every little freaking well what little water there is. Like that's what I feel like the MCU is doing. And I guarantee you, this is why I also say, like, now that they're exploring the multiverse, I honestly feel like now they're probably even just going to go ahead and say, fuck it. Let's bring the real life Miles Morales. Because that's probably what's going to save us.
That would be badass.
Yeah, that's honestly what I think they're going to fucking do.
And bring Spider-Gwen. Bring Spider-Gwen, you know.
Bring Silk.
Bring Silk, yes.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be hitting all that, dude.
Yeah. That would be badass.
I think that'll be fucking badass. Honestly, God. But yeah, you're right. We don't need another fucking Spider-Man and Batman origin. And God, I hope that new fucking Batman movie, starting that Twilight guy.
You see, but I'm glad that they make the movie. Do I agree with the character, the guy the Twilight dude? I don't know. But when we saw that trailer. Yeah, when we saw that trailer, I was like, okay, he's changing my mind a little bit. He's a great actor.
I like that actor. I think he's good.
Yeah, I've seen him in other movies, and I was like, okay, if he could play like that, I'll be perfectly fine. And what do I love about this is the fact that they went back to the origin, not the way that like Christopher Nolan did, where he was like he took Christian Bale and then he put him through that origin. But I'm talking about when Batman was like from the get-go, he was still young. Had to work on his fighting, all that stuff. You know, he's still getting the shit kicked out of him at times. I love that aspect that they're taking for that. And I'm hoping for the best on this movie because I heard that there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes and they were having a lot of issues. So only one could tell, man. Time could tell. I'm looking forward to it and I'm only wishing for the best.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Hoodoo TV, he's one of the guys I'm sub to. I mean, he talk about a lot of indie. He's a Valiant and
nice.
You know, so he does. We talked about, you know, actually he lives in Washington.
Okay.
He comes to our store and we talked and we found out that he also does live shows. But anyway, nice. So what he said he watched. He said you're thinking. Making an adult will differentiate with the Marvel and Suicide Squad. Yeah, you know what? I think so. I think so. You know, you know what? I can't wait. I'm kind of excited for that Batman movie.
Yeah.
And see what he does.
Too. I think that movie will start bringing back fucking interest back into Batman Year One, which was one of my favorites. I love that freaking little series right there, of Batman Year One. And if you guys have never checked it out, check it out. There's a fucking dope ass story, and even the animated cartoon that they made, the animated movie that they did, Batman Year One. The guy from Gotham who plays Jim Gordon, he's the one that voiced Batman in that animated movie. So if you ever get a chance to watch that, go and check it out. Yeah. He was the voice of I forget the actor's name, but he was the one that voiced Batman in that, and he did a really good job. Yeah,
he was a good actor. I enjoyed that Gotham. I mean, it was just all around everywhere, but damn, it was a good show.
Hell yeah!
All right, I think we're coming to
Doctor Strange.
What's that?
I said I'm excited to see Doctor Strange.
You know that movie's got pushed back again. You know,
everything
has.
Everything is getting pushed back. Spider-Man, I'm hearing. Carnage.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Venom.
Yep, everything is getting pushed back.
Even Shang-Chi's going to be pushed up. It was supposed to be next month. But it's gonna be...
I got to ask you, dude. What do you think? What do you think about Shang-Chi and the Eternals? What do you think about that?
You know what? I
want your honest opinion on this.
When it was first announced that Eternals will be made, I thought that would be just like, oh, this is awesome. You know, right after Endgame. You know, we got Eternals. I was like, this is awesome. You know, we get to find out exactly where they were during that time. But right now, honestly, I really don't give a shit. Honestly, I don't care if they come out or not because that movie was supposed to come out what 2 years ago,
Mhm.
last year. Just
Yeah.
like how Black Widow was supposed to come out like 2 years ago in March, and right after that supposed to be Eternals. Now it's getting keep pushing back and back, and like to me, like even Black Widow, I watched it, I liked it, but it didn't have the same effect that I probably would have when it if it got released on the day that it was supposed to be released. I mean, it sucked due to the COVID, this pandemic, but still to a point where they could, I think they could have done something with it instead of drag 2 years and finally get the thing. But right now, when it comes to Eternal, I really don't care. I sold all my comics. When it comes to Eternal, I just sold it because I really don't care. I don't care if that book turns a $10,000 book or not. I just didn't care for those characters no more. Now for Shang-Chi, that is something different because I've been reading a lot of good stuff about Shang-Chi. Is that how they're gonna probably how they got that? What's that character from the Hulk? Abomination.
Abomination.
Yeah, Abomination.
Yeah, and there's some other speculating that probably Wolverine might be in there. Might be introduced, but which I don't think so.
That's
But Shang-Chi is something that I look forward to because it might be pushed back maybe 9 months period, but to a point where we can finally find out exactly why Mandarin was a Mandarin and how I kind of hope that kind of fill in the gap how that Iron Man 3 was introduced in the Mandarin that that was so disappointing, but kind of hoping that story will kind of fill in the void how Mandarin played a big role in Iron Man, you know.
yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see that. I'm disappointed it got pushed back, but yeah, I think out of those two movies that you just mentioned, Shang-Chi is something that I would watch. But Eternal, I really don't give a shit.
And yo, and Rawr, I definitely I gotta ask you too, bro, because I love to hear your opinion. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about freaking about Eternals and Shang-Chi, especially Eternals, because I know a lot of people always are like, yo, but that was made by Jack Kirby. Listen, Jack Kirby's New Gods. That's what was supposed to be for Marvel. He was trying to bring it to them. They didn't want it, and he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm giving it to DC. Did an awesome job with it. And then to reciprocate that and come back and in good standing, he was like, all right, let me create something for you guys too, the similar to New Gods, and we're gonna call it the Eternals. And I've read it. And all I'm gonna say is, yes, Jack Kirby is forever gonna be the king, but the fucking Eternals fucking sucks.
Sucked.
Yes,
It sucks.
sucks. And then this is why I don't have the best of expectations for that movie. And why I told people, I was like, to be honest with you, people that are dropping thousands of dollars on the Eternals, number one, and folks that are fucking like picking that book up, those are the people that hate hearing me what I'm saying. I don't think that book is gonna crash, and it's gonna be crashing like Denzel did in the movie Flight. That's like that one is gonna hurt. Shang-Chi, I think is gonna dip a little bit, but I think it's still gonna maintain its price point. I don't think it's gonna do anything drastic. Eternals, yeah, I think that's a fucking the Titanic sinking quick.
Yeah,
I do not yet.
I 100% agree with you, man, on that one. Yeah. Eternal, they can suck my, you know what.
But I know I gotta hear Rawr, man. Rawr,
No,
what is your honest opinion on it?
I think these are just pivotal movies where they're going to take it in a direction. So they're kind of like, I don't know, building it up for us. The Eternals, I never read it. Like same with Shang-Chi. I don't know too much about the backstory or origins and stuff like that. But I'm definitely interested. If they bring in other characters, I would like to see Iron Fist somehow introduced in like Shang-Chi. That would be badass somehow.
Badass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't really have high expectations. Like Dave said, I'll end up selling all my Eternals right before the movie drops.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah, but not like those are just pivotal movies. I think that they have a whole storyline beyond that. that they're gonna build on with it
You know,
and stuff.
honestly, I think when it comes to Eternal, I think that would have been a perfect fit for Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. That
You
is
know?
the right place that it should have gone. It should have
Mhm.
gone to friggin' Disney Plus as a show.
You know,
Definitely
like
agree with that.
Hazel Dan said, they hired so many big names to carry that show because not many people know about Eternal. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of geeks out there. They're probably thinking, "Oh, Eternals." You know, they read, dude. During the Bronze Age, Silver Age, I think the Eternal was introduced in the Bronze Age, right? I think it was
Yeah.
76.
hmm
Reading through those books, those comic books, it's like fucking pulling teeth.
Yo, I'm telling you, I read it and I tried my best, and I am gonna say that the one thing that I'm almost like hoping, because I know that they said that they really didn't take a lot of the story from there. They mostly took it from Neil Gaiman's storyline. Neil Gaiman's storyline, I will say I liked, but the original fucking Eternals from that Jack Kirby again, that was his way of just being like, I'm trying to get in good graces with Marvel. So let me give you the new gods that I didn't give you guys, and I'll give it to you. Let's call them the Eternals. But that's the one that I will say. If they kind of go with that storyline, the Neil Gaiman storyline, I can see it somewhat working. But if they don't, and for some odd reason, I still just do not have faith in that fucking movie, man. And that's why I agree with Dave, man. I'm gonna have to say that should have just been a Disney Plus freaking show. And they should have just split it up, done 6 episodes, and called it a day.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Did you like the Black Widow one, Thor?
The Black Widow was okay, bro. It was like a lot of people were saying they were calling it a female Jason Bourne.
Yeah,
And all it did, listen, to be honest with you, that could have been another one that could have just gone to Disney Plus and been a 6-episode show. And then you had Yelena end up just pretty much being like, okay, I'm taking over the mantle, and I'm going to be the Black Widow. In all honesty, I really, and Scarlett Johansson, do what you got to do, sue Disney. You're probably going to get your money, but your ass is probably never going to work on a Marvel film ever in your life again if you wanted to. So, I mean, it is what it is. And
I wasn't too big on it.
Yeah, I wasn't. I thought it was okay. It was like an action film, and I'm gonna say it too. I did not like the guy that played the Red Guardian. I was not. Yeah, I was
Stranger
not.
Things.
Yeah. What the hell is that dude's name? I did not like him. I did not. That's the reason too why I didn't like him when they did that new Hellboy movie. I think it's Stranger Things. I think he's awesome. But when he crossed over into the superhero realm, it was like, yeah, bro, like stay on the Stranger Things. If I were to see him in Something's Killing the Children playing the sheriff there or some shit, I'd be fine with that because he does perfect with that. But yeah, on the end of coming over to freaking talk, to freaking play a hero or some shit, a superhero, I really do not. I did not like his rendition of Red Guardian. He kind of like, man, he almost reminded me of fucking Zangief from Street Fighter. Like that's literally what he reminded me of. So I honestly, that should have been a Disney Plus show.
Yeah,
I would have ended great 6 episodes, and then all of a sudden, boom, let's introduce Yelena. Same thing with freaking Eternals. I just think that shit should just be, and they can go ahead and culminate everything that they're trying to do for the multiverse. And
I'm trying to catch up on I know like everyone's seen WandaVision, but after 2 or 3 episodes, I literally turned it off and haven't gone back to it. And so I got to check it out again, but it's super slow. And
when it comes to WandaVision, the only reason that I watched it because it was the beginning of this really like speculating what characters, what exactly is going to happen. Every speculators was wrong.
Yeah.
There is no Mephisto.
That taught us all not to fucking speculate on the shows, period. Because
right? Then you got what? Captain America, Winter Soldier. They said Omega Red was gonna be introduced. Like, goddamn, all right, about damn time.
Mephisto.
That's the one that
nothing happened.
That was the one that fucking had me laughing was Omega Red. I was like, if they're gonna introduce Omega Red in anything, I would hope that they would do it with Deadpool. If they're gonna introduce that dude, yes, do it with Deadpool. But I was like, when everybody kept saying it, and I remember David was talking. He's like, who the fuck is? They're talking about fucking talking about Omega Red coming. I was like, dude, I don't know. And that Omega Red, yo, and sure as hell, look at the sales on those books, man. That book started going ape shit.
Yo.
And I personally, I was like, yo, yeah, you guys are crazy. Same shit that I've been saying about the mutants. I don't think we're gonna see mutants for like till 2030.
Yep.
And I keep saying that. I do not think we're gonna see. Might they give a cameo or some shit and try to introduce mutants? Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna see anything mutant related to like 2030.
We got the mutants.
If that's the case, I'm praying that the prices of the giant size comes down or some type.
I don't think that will, bro. I think that book is
it's up there.
Yeah. Unless you get lucky and you go to like an estate sale and some fucking person is like, yeah, $20, and boom, I got it. Yeah, but yeah, that book is far gone. I mean, everybody was going off of the commotion, like Dave was talking about, speculating, and everybody was just going nuts over Wolverine. They showed a fucking picture of Boss Logic, just showing how much he loved Wolverine, and he draws something, all of a sudden puts an old ass picture of fucking Wolverine with Kevin Feige, Hugh Jackman with Kevin Feige, and all of a sudden everybody and their mother, that fucking 181 went even worse, and I was like, come on, I was like, you guys really fucking, I was like, dude, it's crazy. It's just, again, it's the FOMO. The FOMO is what fucking drives us insane, and all of a sudden we're all trying to like run and be like, fuck, I gotta get this now, because this book is just gonna be $30,000, $40,000. Yeah, but that giant size X-Men, I highly doubt that book is gonna come down, man. I think people are gonna sit on them. If they sell, they're gonna sell high, and then people are just gonna continue to wait until, again, like I said, 2030. Smart. I'm expecting that shit to finally be like, let's introduce some mutants and do a new X-Men movie, because I do not want to watch the same shit they've already done, and that's why I think that fucking Marvel is starting to reach, and they're starting to reach a lot, and that's why I think it's kind of causing them to fall down a little bit.
We're talking about Wolverine is that I was just watching this one channel on YouTube, how Hugh Jackman is talking to Kevin Feige about returning as Wolverine. And this is exactly what Jack Human said. He said that he was very happy with the decade that he played Wolverine. It was this great challenge that he was very fortunate to play it. But he had moved on. So out of all these 10 people who's watching, Hugh Jackman is not fucking coming back as a Wolverine, all right?
Yes.
And if Marvel was smart enough to introduce any new Wolverine, I think it would be Laura Kenny.
Yeah.
23. Yep. If not, since there's going to be introducing multiverse, there's also Jimmy Hudson in the Ultimate Universe.
Yes.
Or we can go diversity and can go with bisexual Deacon, So I mean, there's your three speculation when it comes to Wolverine. I mean, 181 has his due. I mean, it is going to be a grail for a lot of people, but those three characters, I said if you want to speculate on those three. I mean,
they're going to have to keep Wolverine though. There's no way that they progress forward without Wolverine.
Dude, they're gonna have to switch it.
They're having to switch
$1 billion character. They cannot put it on the back burner.
You know who I just saw them do a reface of? They took Clint Eastwood's son, Scott Eastwood.
Oh,
and
man.
They refaced him, and I was like, that dude, And the reason why I actually was like, he hasn't really done too many movies out there to kind of be like really, really known out there. But the one movie that I saw him in was The Wrath of Man with Jason Statham, which I thought was a fucking badass movie. He plays such a great character that I was like, he looks like he could play the shit out of Wolverine. And I was like, I wouldn't mind seeing him in that role. I think that he would fucking kill it.
And going back to what you said, not many people know about this actor.
No.
No, so they can get him at cheap, get him at cheap. And I heard that Marvel's no longer doing this, this long contract where they'll do 5-6 films anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they should do that, man. I think, and it goes to show you too, like you start to see all these folks that were a part of these Marvel movies, like for example, like Robert Downey Jr. You know that they were making so much money with that man, and I'm not a big Iron Man fan, but at some point Robert Downey Jr. is probably like reading scripts, and he's probably being like, "Yo, you guys are reaching too fucking far. That I don't even want to be a part of this, so just kill me off in this next film." Those are the things that I tell people. That's how I personally speculate. I look at what actors everybody's doing. If they no longer are like, hey, I don't want to play a role in this, that goes to show you that whatever was presented to them, because they're gonna present them shit that to continue down this path. I guarantee you that they'll never that's it. I don't think that is gonna be good from that point on. I think it's just starting to go on a decline.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marvel's to a point where the first Avengers, that whole character, I mean, they gotta go. It's being saturated. Thor, maybe I can still see Chris Hemsworth.
Like Chris Hemsworth, to be honest with you, I just want him to do this last movie.
Yeah.
He's a good Thor. I like him a lot, but I just want him to be done with this one. Yeah, I think I think he just needs to call it quits.
And then
look at Captain America. What's the guy that plays Captain America?
Chris Evans.
All right, Chris Evans. Look at him. He said he's like, I'm hanging up. He's like, I'm done. But all these characters, you start seeing that, yeah. And I mean, from that point on, then what does my speculating mind go to? This is a great way to start leading into the Young Avengers.
Young Avengers.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's what I tell people.
Champions.
That's what you got to pay attention to.
You got Kamala Khan, right?
Exactly.
You got Kamala Khan.
Sam Alexander.
Sam Alexander. I'm talking about more of the
Miles.
You're talking about Champions. Champions will be a good fucking series, especially with them introducing all these characters. That would be Young Avengers. Young Avengers is more, with the way that like WandaVision has ended, with the way Loki has ended. That's why I'm kind of looking towards that, because that Kang right now is the epicenter to everything that's going to happen. And Kang plays a pivotal role when it comes to Young Avengers, especially with Iron Lad. So that's going to happen. And I'm hoping for the best, because I actually enjoyed Young Avengers. Young Avengers was a really freaking good read. And the other one, too, was Young Avengers, The Children's Crusade. I don't know if you guys ever checked that out, but that's a fucking phenomenal freaking read. That is a phenomenal freaking read. You got to check that out, man.
So rated Rawr.
Yeah, what's
you
up?
Said that you always wanted the giant size X-Men, right?
Absolutely.
If you want the modern day version of GXS1, there's 3 books you can get right now. Is Young Avengers, Champions #1, which you showed me earlier before we went live.
Yep.
And the third one is Stranger Academy. I think those 3 books has a lot of first
appearances. It's a lot of potential. Yeah.
So
I kick myself, man. Freaking, they had a 9.5 2-3 years ago. A Young Avengers sitting there for like less than $300, and now that book is.
That happens to everybody.
It's just man, it was on my watch list for the longest time.
Nope. I'm sure Chad RCG probably bought it.
Right?
Yeah, because he had like every copy of that 9.5 that they did.
Impressive.
That's fucking insane. And and real quick, man, Lord Tapman, man, what's going on? Lord Tapman wrote something in there, and I don't know. I heard about this, and I don't know if it's true or not. But have you guys heard that Diamond was dumping all the ratio variants at Walmart?
Yeah, they are. They did.
Heard about that shit? Yeah,
they did. Because on Instagram, there's this one page that he's just fucking putting up this hard to find variants. You believe that? I think it was Patrick Gleason also tweeted out that he has no idea how his variant, his own store variant, the one that he was selling on his own website.
Yeah, made it to Walmart.
Walmart freaking 3-pack.
Oh damn.
Yo, so guys, go to Walmart and go find all your Marvel books because yes, they're putting fucking all that shit there. Yo. I did not believe that shit.
You know
That's
what?
crazy.
Within a month or so from now, we're gonna see fucking three adult fucking going for the Walmart pack, fighting for each other to see who gets the fucking pack.
Yo, it might be tomorrow. I'm gonna go to Walmart tomorrow. I gotta go to the grocery shopping. I'm gonna look to see if there's anything there. People
I went to
freaking,
three
like,
Walmart
knocking
before
each
I
other
came
out.
home before this, and nobody in my place had a Walmart.
Yeah, you
And
see,
no
Lord
problem.
Tapman's like, yo, some serious. Yeah, dude. I didn't know if that shit was true or not. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, they're putting some really fucking like high, like man, some expensive fucking variants that are going in those 3-packs. Man, dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go check Walmart tomorrow. If they have it, they have it. Yeah, if they don't, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think there was one. I think there was a 1 out of 100 Tom McFarlane.
Really?
That,
I think it was a Venom. I think it was a Venom 1.
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, the Venom 1.
It was the cover with Venom pushing down Spider-Man in the water. I think that was his first cover appearance.
Yep.
They
The
had
one
that
in 1000. The one in 1000 McFarlane is in there.
That's crazy. Fucking diamonds that just
Someone
dumping all these books.
Rawr got the eye of the lion right now, and not even the tiger. He got the eye of the lion right now because he's like, I'm about to go to fucking Walmart right now.
Hey, you know why
You're saying
not on
someone
this
found
show
a-
today? You know
someone
why
found a
Peter
1
do
in
143?
Yeah, dude.
James are not on this thing because they're all fucking out there hunting at Walmart to see if they can get the fucking copy.
Damn.
Everybody's gonna be freaking like hitting each other with carts and be like, yo, fucking dump the whole box of comic books in there. I'm gonna go check. I'm not gonna lie, because you know how we all get thirsty. We start finding this information, all of a sudden we're like, fuck this, let's go. I'm going. I'm trying to get everything.
Oh man.
And yeah, Lord Tapman, yes, condition is everything, because sometimes those freaking packs of Walmart books, yeah, they do get beat to shit, man. Because those employees, man, I remember watching this asshole one time putting the comic books. This asshole looked so disgruntled, and he was just grabbing. He's like, clap. He's just like throwing them. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, you just like fucked up everything in there. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Dave, did you get your Campbell from the Reed Pop yet?
All right. Now you push my button right there because I've been reaching out to Repop for the past 3 days now because they said that they're gonna start their shipping out things on August 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I seen fucking people posting their book
Exactly, dude.
on July
What the
fucking 30th. All right, it was like 5 days before they were supposed to plan to fucking ship this shit out. Now
Exactly.
today is the 10th. It's 6 days. It's been almost 1 week. They're supposed to ship the ship out. So what I did was I emailed them every other day, even today, saying, "Where's my goddamn book?"
Jesus, that's fucking
Dude,
crazy.
I'm still waiting on mine. That's what I was asking, man. Everyone
And,
else is going
and
off
I
there.
tell you this, I get the same fucking email. Oh, your book will be shipped out as planned, and you'll get a separate email with the tracking number.
Cool.
It was more of a copy and paste. I swear to God, 3 emails that sent out. The reply I got back was the same goddamn freaking answer, man. So I don't know. So whoever got their copies, I seen the condition. It looks really good. I haven't seen one yet that was really damaged. So hopefully that my 2 copies that I've ordered, thanks to you, here, ready Rawr. I got 2 copies. Hey, you know that 9.8, the pre-order for 9.8 is selling for freaking $800.
Are
You serious? Damn.
Yeah, it goes almost close to $1,000 on a raw copy.
the
I think
fuck?
one guy's asking $400. I think the last sold for like $300 something.
Jesus.
Yeah. Not a
And-
bad investment.
I like them, but not that damn much. Like,
Okay,
You seen that one, Thoro?
yeah.
Kevich?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you know, I'm freaking. I gotta get that shit.
the thing is, I told myself I'm gonna stop buying comic books, right? Because I want to sell mine. And when you get a guy like Reddit Raw in your Instagram group chat, he's like posting things like,
I know, dude. I don't even want to watch
Yeah.
when he shows
"You
shit.
gotta get this," so I got
Hell
it. Okay? And there was this one called Spirit of Vengeance. I think that was a store variant, which is the first appearance of some one character.
Look, he's gonna
Yeah.
get it right now. He's like, yo.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
What is her? What is her name? Kushala or something like that?
Yeah,
I haven't opened mine yet, but this is it.
It's just a beautiful cover, man.
That's fucking funny, man.
So yeah, I mean, FOMO came in and like, fuck it. Rated Rawr said, fuck it, it's a first appearance, a low print run, and dope ass cover. I kind of told myself, nah, don't do it. And fuck that. I click on that link. Fucking got myself a copy.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
that's the worst, man. It's like, yo. That's why I had to tell them I don't even want to talk to anybody because I'm like, they're gonna show me some shit, and I'm like, bastards, like, stop showing me this stuff. I don't want to buy it.
Well, and the other thing is that I'm trying to obtain my Grail, Amazing Fantasy 15. So I've been selling a lot of my high-end variants that are hard to find, and so far I looked at my eBay. And something that I sold personally, and I was supposed to be at least about $5,000 to $6,000 right now in capital selling comic books, right? Mm-hmm. But shit happens. You buy a comic book here, you get Rated Rawr saying buy this, buy that. You buy it, and I looked at my bank account, and because I have a separate account for my comic books, right? So I looked at it like, God damn it, fuck it, there's only $1,000 in there. So like, where the fucking $4,000 go?
Oh my god, that's how it happens, man. That's why I always say, even when other folks on YouTube are doing shows, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, look at this. I'm like, you fucking assholes. I was like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, why the hell do I want that? I don't even like that character. I'm like, yo, that shit look badass. I want it. That's how it is, man. That's how it is, unfortunately. And I mean, that's what makes it cool, though, too, about collecting. It's like other people can show you their collection, and all of a sudden you're there like on a hunt, like an animal. You're like, I need to get that damn book. I gotta find it. And then for me, last resort is like, fuck. Now I gotta go on eBay because I can't find this shit, and I'm giving up. Now I gotta go the eBay way, and I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking click buy, and that's it.
Yeah,
Desire Comics, and a click of a button, exactly.
I mean, do I really need this? No. Well, I don't know what the fuck about it.
That's just badass.
It's a badass cover of fucking Scarlet Witch and Magic, right?
That's badass.
And do I really wanted the first Dale Wilkins published comic book? No, it wasn't even. I wasn't even thinking about it. And I was watching this one podcast, CBSI, I think Flipside, and they had Dave Wilkins on as a guest member. He was talking like, "What is your first published comic book?" And I was all ears, like, okay, come on, tell me. And this was it.
It's fucking hilarious.
And this is what happened when you talk to fucking 3562. You fucking go out there and look for this.
Oh my god. Right?
And some dumbass fucking, thanks James. Tell me about this, about how this is his Jim Lee's last run on X-Men, last cover ever.
Yo, that book has been fucking selling like crazy, man. I've been surprised. And the crazy part was like, yo, I've had copies of that book. I was like, I gotta go look at my boxes now. Yeah. I don't even fucking remember where it's at.
And what the fuck? Why do I need to go to Stadium Comic, which is located in Canada, just because of 250 print run? I had to go get it. All right,
dude, man, this is why I always stay off
talking about
online.
Star Wars. So fuck, I got these. The first appearance, like, I'm done. I'm done.
I agree. It's so hard to focus and keep the money for your Grail that you're building on.
And David Nakayama, fuck you. You come up with some great fucking covers like this. You got me hooked. It's like fucking cocaine. I can't get enough.
You're showing it to everybody right now that's viewing live and people that watch on a rewind. And right now, everybody's like, "Oh, what fucking book was that? That shit is dope. I need to go find it." Yeah, that's how it is, man. And even too, like, if we were all fair, we're all talking, backstage, and we're all like, "Hey, look what I just got." All of a sudden, you're like, "Where the hell did you get that? I want that." Dude, I hate that, bro. Trust me, I hate it just as much as the next man. But I mean, that's what makes freaking the hobby great. I'd rather do this. It's like, you hear stories. Like, I have friends that be like, they'll be like, "Man, my wife's gonna kill me. My wife hates this shit." I'm like, yo, listen, would you rather have your man go and spending that money they just spent on comic books, fucking slapping a piece of ass cheek with $1 bill and doing it at a strip club, or would you rather have him fucking buying comic books? You know, and that's something, and that's I'm grateful that my wife is supportive of my hobby, and she knows what it does for me. It brings me freaking calm, peace, serenity. As much as people are like, yo, how the hell? Yeah, it does. Are there times where I get overwhelmed with this shit? Of course, because you're like, yo, what the fuck do I do with this? What do I do with this? I'm like, should I sell this? Should I not? That's where the overwhelming part comes from me. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, this is a healthy hobby. You know, when it becomes unhealthy is if you guys are out there, and I've heard this, man, and it's fucking unfortunate that this shit happens to some collectors, when you're spending your fucking rent money or your mortgage because you're like, yo, I need to get this giant size X-Men or some shit. And it's like, yo, like at that point, that's when like you need to watch yourself and pump your brakes, because you need to start getting in that habit of being like, yo, I'm not going to be able to get everything. I'm not. That is just plain and simple. You know, you win some, you lose some. But yeah, don't ever go to that extent where you're like fucking using the money that you need to pay for your kid's school, or using the money that you need for your kid's food, or using money for the mortgage or whatever. Yeah, that's when you start like just going overboard, and yeah, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
You know what?
Would you, Dave? Would you sell your whole collection to get the AF-15?
I would. You know what? I was talking to Freddie's before, you know, on the way home, and I was telling him I think my end game will be I would just like to hold my top 50 books.
Yeah.
And out of that top 50, I think we'll, you know, of course, GXX1, you know, Hulk 181, you know, my ASM 300. You know, I don't think I'll ever sell those because I think those are blue chip comic books. But other than that, like my variants and other book, if somebody's told me that, you know what, I have an AF-15 1.8 or even 1.5. You know what? Let's go down to 0.5. Okay. And they said, you know what, David, I'll take all your collection, not your top 50, but I'll take all your collection and I'll trade you for this 0.5 AF-15. You know what? I think I actually might. If I had to, because that would be my end game to a point where I say, you know what, that's it. I'm done collecting comic book because I already got my top 50 book. Yeah. Of course,
don't ever say that you're done because your ass is going.
I'm gonna delete your ass all because fucking I'm not gonna get any more text from you guys if I'm buying this and buying that. No, but seriously, yeah, I will sell 98% of my collection to get that AF-15. Oh, see, now you're just showing off.
I'm showing off, but I'm really tempted to sell all those books to get the AF-15. I'm really contemplating that.
Okay.
Not saying that's
worth all those will not get you the AF-15.
It would not, no, but I mean, all my books. I mean, I'm literally thinking about selling all my books just to get the one Grail, you know?
But, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Really? For what? For GXS1?
No, that's not my Grail.
I have an 8.0. I can, we can do the trade right now.
See, look, like you were talking about books, man.
Oh, right. God damn.
Yo, listen, did I need this? No. But of course, my dude Dave, that's over there in the fucking at my comic shop's like, bro, he's like, look at this. Dude, Jem Bartel 1 in 25 for the Superman and the Authority #1. And this to me was like by far one of the best Superman covers I've seen. And that is only a freaking only showing his head and his chest, dude. And I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I gotta take it. Did I fucking need it? No.
Take my money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's how the hell I felt. Jem Bartel.
Badass.
Yeah, Jem Bartel, dude. Yeah, Superman and the Authority #1. And I actually read it. Yo, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty damn good. I didn't read that copy because I'm not touching that shit, but digitally, yeah, I checked it out. It's actually surprisingly, I was like, I'm interested to read the next issue, and I want to see what they're going to continue doing with that. So that goes to show you, there's a little DC story right there that, man, is gaining my attention, and I'm like, hey, let me check it out. So we'll see.
Hell yeah. You going to get that graded?
Nah, dude, I raw dog, baby. I don't
Dude.
need no protection. I don't need no protection. I just leave it like that, man. That's not, but that's awesome. Freaking, I had.
Why you
like
think
this-
he has 5 kids? You like it
man,
raw.
man, I got
You
2.
Facts.
Real quick, Lord Tapman, man, that's awesome, brother. He said that he was a drug addict, man, who hasn't used in 8 years, man. And comics played a huge role in curbing his madness and keeping him clean. Yo, that's what's up, brother. Stay on that path, man. Listen, keep collecting comics. That's
Brother, I have a background of the same thing, man. And comics got me out too.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it helps out so many people. Like, and that's always like a plus. And I love hearing that stuff because, like for me, I suffer from fucking PTSD and anxiety, and this shit keeps me level. Keeps me level because I know so many people that freaking go through a lot of shit. You get into drug addiction, alcoholism, suicidal thoughts, all these things. That's why I tell people, man, get yourself a vice, a good vice, and try to keep yourself, on a right track.
Absolutely.
You know what? Having a hobby is a good thing.
Oh hell yeah.
Having a hobby is a good thing, but going back to what Thoro says, that if you are spending your money out of your necessities that you need, out of your priorities, then you need to take a step back and say, do I really need to do this? And find another hobby.
Like going to Vegas. Burn that money.
Yeah. Even for golf, I love playing golf. I'm not good at it, but I love playing golf. But it's an expensive freaking game to play.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
You know, so even that I have to be careful. Making my balance. Like, do I really need to pay $120 play on a fancy course, or do I go play in a public course for like $35? At the end of the day, long as you enjoyed yourself and get what you wanted out of it, it's good. It's like anything in comics, So go to Walmart, get that 3-pack, look for that 1,000.
Exactly.
Enjoy yourself. That way you don't spend fucking hundreds and $200 on a book. You can find a lottery ticket right there. It pays.
Walmart tomorrow, baby. I'm going grocery shopping. I'm gonna go to the comic books spot first, and I'm just gonna start like, all right, I found something.
Rated Rawr is like, you say, no, I still got like an hour and a half. I probably can stop by 2 on the way before work.
Right down the street, man.
Hey guys, Thoro, I know you have a show coming up in 45 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this short. Hey, Rated Rawr, Thoro, hey, thank you so much, man. It's been great.
Definitely, man. Love joining you, man. You guys, you always have some good topics to talk about.
Thank you very much, and we'll do this next month once again. All right.
Yeah, definitely,
man. Hey guys.
Definitely, fellas. Later.
Shoots.